Hi guys, and welcome back. Today let's dive into some interesting historical facts over the next 5 minutes. So sit back and enjoy.
1. The Great Emu War, 1932 in Australia. A large population of emus was destroying crops in Western Australia. The military was deployed to cull the emus, but the emus proved surprisingly resilient, and the operation was largely unsuccessful. The emus won this unusual conflict. 2. Cleopatra's ancestry. Cleopatra VII, the famous last ruler of Egypt, was of Macedonian Greek origin, not Egyptian. She was part of the Ptolemaic dynasty, which ruled Egypt after Alexander the Great's empire split. 3. Napoleon's height. Napoleon Bonaparte was often thought to be very short, but he was actually around 5 feet 6 inches tall, average for his time. The myth of his short height likely came due to differences between French and English measurement unit. 4. The shortest war in history. The Anglo-Zanzibar War of 1896 lasted only 38 to 45 minutes, making it the shortest recorded war in history. It ended with the British quickly defeating the Sultan of Zanzibar. 5. The original Olympics. The ancient Olympic Games, held in Olympia, Greece, were originally a religious festival in honor of Zeus. The first recorded Olympic Games took place in 776 BCE, and they included only one event, a foot race. 6. The Dancing Plague, 1518. In July 1518, residents of Strasbourg, then part of the Holy Roman Empire, were struck by a sudden and mysterious mania that caused dozens of people to dance uncontrollably for days. The cause remains unknown, but it's been speculated to be mass hysteria or ergot poisoning. 7. The Boston Molasses Disaster, 1919. In Boston, a storage tank filled with 2.3 million gallons of molasses burst, sending a wave of sticky liquid through the streets. The disaster killed 21 people and injured around 150 others. 8. The Pharos of Alexandria. The Lighthouse of Alexandria, also known as the Pharos, was one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. Built in the 3rd century BCE, it stood about 100 meters tall and guided sailors safely to the harbor of Alexandria. 9. Ancient Roman firefighters. The Roman Empire had a group called the Vigiles, who were the firefighters of ancient Rome. They were also tasked with catching arsonists and patrolling the streets to prevent fires. 10. Operation Paul Bunyan, 1976. This was a show of force by the US and South Korea in response to the killing of 2 US soldiers by North Korean forces in the Korean Demilitarized Zone. The operation involved cutting down a tree that had been the focal point of the incident, with a massive show of military might. 11. The Fourth Crusade, 1202 to 1204. The Fourth Crusade, originally intended to conquer Muslim-controlled Jerusalem by invading through Egypt, ended up sacking Constantinople, a Christian city, in 1204. This event deepened the divide between the Eastern Orthodox and Roman Catholic churches. 12. Ketchup was once medicine. In the 1830s, ketchup was sold as a medicine in the United States. Dr. John Cook Bennett added tomatoes to ketchup, which previously was made from fish or mushrooms, and marketed it as a cure for indigestion. 13. The eruption of Mount Tambora, 1815. The eruption of Mount Tambora in Indonesia was the most powerful volcanic eruption in recorded history. It caused the year without a summer in 1816, leading to widespread crop failures and food shortages. 14. Emperor Norton. Joshua Abraham Norton, a citizen of San Francisco, declared himself Norton I, Emperor of the United States in 1859. Though he had no real political power, the citizens of San Francisco treated him with respect, and his decrees were often published in newspapers. 15. The Chernobyl disaster, 1986. The Chernobyl nuclear disaster in Ukraine, was then part of the Soviet Union, released more than 400 times the radioactive material of the Hiroshima bomb. The surrounding area is still highly radioactive, and the disaster had a significant impact on the environment and human health. 16. Vikings didn't wear horned helmets. The popular image of Vikings wearing horned helmets is a myth. This image was popularized by 19th century opera costumes. Real Viking helmets were typically simple and conical, made from metal or leather. 17. The first submarine attack. During the American Revolutionary War, the Turtle, a one-man submarine, attempted to attach a bomb to a British warship in New York Harbor. Though the attack was unsuccessful, it was the first recorded use of a submarine in warfare. 18. The Battle of the Teutoburg Forest, 9 CE. A Roman army was ambushed and destroyed by Germanic tribes, led by Arminius in the Teutoburg Forest. This defeat had a lasting impact on the Roman Empire, halting its expansion into Germania. 19. Mansa Musa's wealth. Mansa Musa, the ruler of the Mali Empire in the 14th century, is often considered the richest person in history. His wealth was so immense that his pilgrimage to Mecca, during which he distributed vast amounts of gold, caused inflation in the regions he passed through. 20. The lost colony of Roanoke. In 1587, the English settlers established the Roanoke colony in what is now North Carolina. When supply ships returned 3 years later, the entire colony had vanished, with only the word Croton carved into a tree as a clue.
Thanks for watching. I hope you liked this video and it gave you more knowledge about history. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more.